All right, thank you. I'll call the St. Cloud Metropolitan Transit Commission Board to order. It's 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the 20th of June. Let the record reflect everyone is here, with the exception of Wake Park. Additions or changes to the agenda?
No.
All right, is there, let's see, a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll go on to the consent agenda, items 5 through 8. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Open forum. Anyone here or online? Not much time. All right, we'll move then on to general business. Item number 9, consideration of the 2023-24 SCTCC Joint Powers Agreement.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Similar to the item that I brought before you last month, we are bringing forward same contract as what we've done previously, enter into a contract or extension of the current contract, a new contract with the technical college to continue the same program we have in years past. No changes to the program. We'll still continue to do the 90 cents a ride for the entire fiscal year for them, and then billable each month via invoice, and would only include the fixed route system. So no changes to the current program, just a renewal.
All right.
Motion approved.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. It's adopted. Item number 10, consideration of the 2023-24 District 742 Student Transportation Service Agreement.
Yeah, good afternoon, Commissioners. Similar to the SCTCC contract, this is going to be a renewal of our student transportation services contract with Independent District 742. Everything is remaining the same, 90 cents per ride. I just have a graph here, though, showing our ridership. I don't know how well people can see it, but the little blips here on the left side, or be my left, show how ridership has dropped since the pandemic years. And we've seen this across the board at St. Cloud State, St. Cloud Tech College, and District 742. On average, in years prior to the COVID years, we were averaging around 30,000 rides per year, and the last couple of years we've been barely over 3,000. So not really sure what the reasons are for that type of dip. We're hoping that to see those numbers start to tick up, but as of the last couple of years, they're not doing that. But anyway, we are asking for the approval of the renewal of this services agreement for the 2023-2024 school year.
And if I may, Chair,
Sure.
I just have one comment I'd just like to chime in. Dave and I, we're going to be meeting with Lori Putnam next month, actually, to talk about potentially some type of collaboration between the school district and Metrobus, where most of our buses, 95% of our buses pass a school within the St. Cloud area. And in addition to 90 cents a ride, right now that's only catered to one group of students. We're looking at opening it up potentially to the entire network, because they're having issues, for example, hiring bus operators to drive the school buses. And our buses already pass the schools, and the average student is within a quarter of a mile from their location to a bus stop. So we're looking to see if something like that could be potentially possible, I want to say. So we're going to have those discussions with Lori and her executive team next month, just to look to see what options we could, how Metrobus and the school district could be partners to get the students to school versus the students taking the school bus, where right now they're short-staffed. And they can just easily ride our buses, because our buses are on the street from sunup to basically when the school is over. They're struggling right now in the after-school program, so they had to cut a lot of their after-school programs because they don't have buses to get the students home from the school on the buses because they're short-staffed. So being that our buses are on the street till 9, 10 o'clock at night, we could easily get students home. At least 90% of the schools are within our service area, with the exception of Clear Lake, or Clearwater, I'm sorry.
Clearwater. Would that concept run under the same agreement, or would there be
Yeah, we're looking
more
at-
of a regular rate?
But we're looking at keeping it the same 90 cents a ride. We haven't really,
Because right now, we give them a stack of, and they hand them out, as they see fit, and then that just connects to us, and then we bill them each month. So
Okay.
whether we give them 100 passes or 200 passes or whatever, really, it's no change for us, other than the amounts that we're billing them on the same bill each month is a different number. Yeah.
Yeah, it would make, I don't think that'd be it'd be great. I mean, no different than if they weren't driving the bus at all and got a ride with a parent or family, or they're just taking a Metro bus.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
and we have the travel training center, so we have Debbie and her team at the mobility center. So one of the original conversations we had was how do we help train the students to utilize the services? So we have the facility right downtown St. Cloud, so we could easily do like travel training, bring a group of students to the mobility center where they could see, touch, and feel a bus, so they could get familiar with how to use it, how they could utilize the wheelchair securement, for example, how to pay the fare, how to swipe the card, how to signal the operator to stop the bus when it gets to their stop, how to read the sign. So just doing that same type of simulated experience in an enclosed environment will help prepare the students in the real world when they utilize the buses, for those students who haven't been exposed to Metrobus.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be setting up you wouldn't be setting up anything different that you have now.
Correct.
Because the setting up something different would probably not an issue now for the private bus companies that do the school district contracting, but it would be in the future if all of a sudden they're at full staff and then you're competing with them.
That's where my concern was, is
Yeah.
as we as a government entity start competing in the private sector at a depressed rate. So,
But that there's no option to get kids to school, then
Right.
filling up the void.
And 95% of the transit systems throughout the United States have programs similar, like what I'm explaining to you now. Across the United States, I know New York City Transit, for example, their entire New York City Board of Ed, so you're looking at 100,000 students have access to riding the bus and train 3 times a day. And then the Board of Ed will give a check to New York City Transit, I don't know if it's once a month or once a year, but they're billed based on three trips a day, and that's from kids in 5th grade right to high school. For the entire system. I know Chicago, Minneapolis, they have something like similar to. So a lot of transit systems have been doing it forever, but we just want to try to help the school district here, because now they have driver issues.
Mhm.
Or not issues, but shortages, I should
Just
say.
another option. I mean, we could even look at if it's something like you guys would be of interest in your areas too. We could certainly look at it as an option. It's just, we've explored it. I think we had a conversation quite some time ago, and obviously with the change in the high school location and all of that. But
I think St. Cloud's gonna be the density that you're gonna need for it.
Yeah. I did have one question, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Is there, you said 5th graders in New York? What would you do? I know it's pretty early for that. You wouldn't have kindergartners getting on the bus, though, or would you?
Well, in my world, I rode the bus when I was 4 years old, but
Yeah.
just New York City is different demographics. I mean, here, we'll start the conversation maybe at middle school and up. Like,
Okay.
we won't go like pre-K, kindergarten. I think we'll just do like junior high school and high school
Okay.
for the most part, unless they tell us otherwise, but yeah. I know St. Cloud, Salt Rapids, Wake Park, and Sartell, parents are a little different when it comes to mass transit or public transit versus a city like Chicago,
Yeah.
New York, Washington.
You need a
DC.
little older, because you're gonna have to explain the difference between a bus that has a stop arm and a bus that does not. And it's not a violation, so there are some things that
Yeah,
kids are used to being able to run across the street after their bus stops, because nobody's gonna come in.
right.
Oh,
It'll be
good.
interesting. We're excited to have that conversation just to see what can be done.
Sure. Yeah. You got a typo on your graph too that you showed us. It's all right. Just kidding. No, we'll just move on. Do we take action on that?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
One second, any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that carries. Item number 11, update regarding the change in Minnesota statute regarding Juneteenth holiday.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Just wanted to provide an update. Obviously, I'm sure you're all aware, Governor Walz signed a bill changing the effective date of the Juneteenth holiday becoming a state holiday from June 2024 to 2023 yesterday. We are working on updating policies to add, that to our holiday list. We're also working with AFSCME and Teamsters. We happen to be in negotiations right now, so we'll be able to negotiate how that holiday will work for those bargaining unit groups as part of negotiations, so that we have something in place for next June 2024. This year, because of the short turnaround time, we operated status as quo under the necessity exemption of the statute. So as a public transportation provider, we consulted with our legal counsel, which agreed that we can utilize the necessity exemption based on the service that we provide. So that's why we were able to maintain service yesterday, stay open to the public. And like I said, we now have time to figure out how to make it all work and what's the best manner for next year and going forward. So just an update on that. Any questions?
Questions? No. Okay, department update.
I promise it'll. All right, good afternoon. Can't believe it's already June. Time for my update here. It was so fast. Oh, here we go. We're going to tap it this way. So this afternoon, I'd like to give you an update on the travel training and community outreach efforts that we've participated in. In lieu of talking the pre-COVID, what I decided to do was to take a look back a year ago and bring it up to date. So last year, January to end of May, beginning of June, and kind of compare and let you guys know where we're at with things. So our mobility training center, we are seeing an increase of individuals that are stopping in, they're dropping in, asking questions about our routes and fares, travel training. Today we had a gal come in on her bright red scooter, and one of the operators had shipped her down from the Boys and Girls Club on the east side. She was having problems boarding the bus with her scooter. She was very, very nervous about it. And what's so neat about it is a simulated environment that she practiced probably on and off about 10 times, and that 10th time she didn't hit one of her bumpers on her scooter. So she asked if she could come back because she's still a little nervous, but having that facility is really a nice resource. We continue to work with the bus pass sales with our agencies and supportive services, as well as our apartment vouchers that we have throughout the communities. The managers offer a 10-ride pass to people that are renting for the first time and if they utilize public transportation. So at the Mobility Training Center as well, we have our eligibility for paratransit. So when you're applying for dial-a-ride or paratransit, we determine if you're unconditional, conditional, or temporary. We are seeing an uptick in our applications and approvals since last year at this time. Sorry, Missy. So last year we had 141, and this year we're at 203. We've conducted 157 in-person interviews and completed 10 cognitive and physical assessments to determine eligibility.
How do we get Mayor Hunstinger in for temporary?
I was watching, yeah. We on the service.
I knew he was gonna do that.
And temporary, you don't even need to come and see me. We'll approve you. Yeah,
Oh,
you're good.
awesome, perfect.
I'd like to make that
For
motion.
the,
if I can.
for the physical or cognitive?
I'll leave that out of the motion.
It's always nice to have friends.
I kind of assessed you walking in after.
I figured.
Again, physical or cognitive?
How's he gonna get down there?
Yeah, that's right. We've done it.
Yeah. So our travel training program continues to be very successful. Once again, having this travel training program, it definitely gives people the confidence to ride, gives them, greater independence to travel. This individual today, I talked to her about dial-a-ride, and heavens knows she wants to stay on the fixed route bus. So even just the economic efficiencies for her to be able to travel at a reduced rate versus the dial ride rates was significant for her. Also the health impact of leaving that isolation behind, being able to get out and do the things that you want to do. So we are seeing an increase in our travel trainings. We're up 62% from last year. We work with seniors, youth, individuals with disabilities, non-English speaking, and general public. We offer travel trainings one-on-one in small groups, large groups, and we do a good job with training the trainer. We work with the supportive services, people that work with individuals that might ride the bus, and we teach them how to ride the bus so they can help advocate in putting routes and things together for their individuals. So where we're seeing a fun uptick in our travel trainings is with our multicultural travel trainings. We've worked closely this year with the Head Start preschool program and also Hands Across the World. We're seeing more Hispanic and Somali coming to our travel training program, which is phenomenal. Our referrals are coming from Stearns County, the ESL sites, and the Arise program for those trainings. Community outreach efforts. These are a snapshot of the agencies that we've worked with. Again, that December through June. Transitional housing, we continue to go into the transitional housing once a month. Every 30 days there's a turnover in new residents, so we go over and we provide an overview of how to ride the bus and fare options and the rules and how to put your trips and rides together. And then from there, if people need more one-on-one travel training because they've never been on a bus before, we'll set that up beyond there. But this is a real successful way. These facilities know we're coming once a month, and people are there waiting for us with a lot of questions. So coming up yet in June, we've got outreach activities planned. The Aging Network, in the month of June, we participated in Aging Network, Promise Neighborhood. We connected with 45 adults, 44 kids, 12 service providers. St. Cloud Human Service Council, 41 service providers are involved with that. Juneteenth, staff connected with 130 adults, 53 kids, and NAMI, 13 service providers. So, it's been interesting with COVID, how I feel like we've been sharing the same message for, it has been 12, going on 13 years. But with the staff turnover and program changes, I kind of feel like we're starting over a lot in a lot of these places. So upcoming yet this summer, staff will be participating in Touch a Truck. We'll be over at the Whitney Senior Center doing an overview of how to ride the bus, taking a group of seniors down to the Mall of America, the Expo for Seniors, travel training, the Sauk Rapids Middle School. They've got some summer school programs this summer, and one of the teachers actually connected with staff at Juneteenth and is excited about having us come and provide some travel training. We will be doing an overview of services to the Stearns County social workers, Technical College, SCSU, and Pride is coming up yet this summer that I know of. We also continue to participate on a number of committees and councils throughout the communities. And again, it's a real powerful tool when we can be a part of those once a month, and you always get an opportunity to network, but from there's always staff that has somebody that needs transportation, and it's just an opportunity for us to answer questions on site or set up additional training for those individuals. We also continue to do community outreach throughout the state of Minnesota. Kind of proud of this. Region 10 Quality Council from Southwestern Minnesota brought a group of 8 individuals up to see our travel training program. They're just really excited about paratransit. Is a service that's provided throughout many of these areas. But with the travel training, it just gives individuals with the disabilities to learn how to navigate that fixed route bus. We, once a month, meet with other regional Minnesota travel trainers, just to brainstorm, talk about ideas or ways to network more throughout our communities. Rochester Transit was up, looking at our mobility training center, and then I still participate in the RTCC, which is a Minnesota mobility management program, to be hopefully. That's all I have. So every day is a good day, it's fun. Just the rewards of watching people and giving them that transportation when they need it. It's a good thing.
How many systems in Minnesota have a similar, what would you do?
1.5. I'll give a half to.
But in Greater Minnesota, the only one?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Kind of throughout the country, they come to see us. I mean, it's growing, and there are other systems throughout the country, nationally, but even our site is just the architecture of it, the fact that we were able to get all of what is needed in that 1,500 square feet versus the 5,000 square feet that Portland has and Las Vegas has. People are very interested in that because they want to mimic that and bring it back, because it's so important that we're putting on people on the right mode of service, and you know, the paratransit just can't keep exploding. So really assessing an individual's abilities is a good thing. Yeah.
Any questions or comments? Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Mhm.
And is that it?
Well, I talked a little, Orion talks a little.
Trying to kill some time.
No, you did kill time. It can die on its own.
August 18th, Metrobus is having their dunk tank event, and at that
Oh.
event, you'll have food and games.
Are you in it?
Yes, so if you want to dunk, Ryan, Dave, I don't know if Sunny's going to do it.
I am.
Yeah, you can dunk any one of us.
Unfortunately, I'm available.
What is
Feel
that?
Feel free to dunk us. It was like $3 for 5 balls?
I can't remember.
Something like that.
Board
Yeah,
member
prices
discount.
haven't really been finalized yet, but
Yeah.
the money goes to our well-being fund. Yeah, but we'll have a dunk tank and it'll be fun.
Oh, cool.
And good food.
And
Good food. Yeah, that's good.
I think 2 people dunked me last year, I think. The operator, Nate was one. And then I think
Just gonna ask if they're still employed here. or-
Two former employees.
Yeah.
But I'll send you an email. Just to
Yeah,
have it
please
on your-
do, yeah.
On your calendars if you guys are available. It's from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
What day is that again?
Friday, August 18th.
August
Yeah.
18th.
Mhm.
All right.
We
Anything
should have it
else?
this week.
Yeah. It should be hot in August.
Volunteer for that.
Well, you might luck out, have a watering ban before then, you can't do the dunk tank.
Oh.
Drought persists,
Ship the water.
irresponsible. Yeah, we'll just dump you in the river then.
Yeah, there you go.
Zip line. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion, seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we are adjourned at 4:25. All right.